Yeah, I'm learning that.
Good evening, and welcome to the Positional Sports Talk Show Post. Live streaming on Facebook Live, Twitch, and our Positional Sports Talk Show YouTube channel. We are a sports talk show made for the fans, from the perspective of fans, presented by lifelong sports fans. We will provide our opinions and positions on the hottest topics in sports this evening. My name is Big Reg, and I'm joined. We got a full crew in tonight. J3, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Feeling good. What's up, fellas? Good to see y'all again.
What's going on, J3?
We got my man Ed in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's up, gentlemen? I'm looking down there. Is that my man Jay Wills, or is that Clark Kent?
Yes, sir.
And that said, we got Jay Wills in the building. What's going on, partner? Good to see you.
Gentlemen, I truly appreciate the opportunity to be on here with you all one more time. Let's talk some sports.
Yeah.
And last, definitely not least, we got Sense in the building. What's going on, partner?
What's the deal, fellas? Let's do it.
All right, so this evening, we're going to do some quick hits. And of course, you know we got to talk football. We're going to do some college and NFL. Things are starting to get a little saucy out there. We got Jay Wills in the building, so you know we got to talk about the NBA. Our final post of the evening, and then we're going to get out of here. Of course, we always appreciate you tuning in, so do us a favor. Please sit back and relax and enjoy Post on the Positional Sports Talk Show channel. So, fellas, I want to start off with some quick hits. A couple of things that may be a little out there, but I got to acknowledge them. First and foremost, we got to say congrats to Aaron Jackson. And you say, who's that? Aaron Jackson became the first Black American woman to win a World Cup speed skating race. She won the 500-meter event out in Poland, beating defending Olympic champion from China and beating all the World Cup medalists from February of this year en route to winning this event. What's amazing about this young lady, besides being the first, she's only been doing speed skating on ice for about 2.5 years. She was a rollerblader.
Isn't that amazing?
And did roller derby. And somebody asked her to try ice skating, specifically speed skating. And unfortunately, because of COVID, she had some family people have COVID real bad, so she wasn't able to compete in 2020. So basically, a year and a half of actually competing, she is competing with the best of the best at the age of 28. So
that's
congratulations, Miss Aaron Jackson.
Congratulations. Definitely deserving.
Also got to shout out the some ladies. The Washington Spirit and the Chicago Red Stars came up with major upsets in the NWSL semifinals. So they will meet each other this coming Saturday in the NWSL Championship in Louisville, Kentucky. It's big news, as I said, because what the Washington Spirit went through this year, they had to fire their coach because of oppression and bad remarks and belittling players. The president of the organization had to resign. They had to forfeit 2 games because of COVID outbreaks and still end up in the championship game. That's a hell of
Awesome.
an accomplishment. So shout out to them. In the world of boxing, David Benavidez and a couple of people who watched our boxing show, and every now and then I bring up his name. He won his bout. The bout wasn't a big deal because it was the last minute replacement. Karan Davis, easy, knocked TKO in the 8th round. But the big thing is, after the fight, he called out Canelo. David Benavidez is an undefeated, and you heard that right, undefeated former 2-time champion at super middleweight, 168 pounds. His issue is he's lost his belt twice outside the ring.
And that's something.
So he says he's got his life together. He's ready. He's only 25 years old, already been a 2-time champion, and he's calling out the big guns.
But do you think he's ready for Canelo? That's the question.
No.
He has overwhelmed everybody he's fought.
That's not what I asked you. Do you
Won't
think
know
he's ready
until-
for him?
You won't know until he get into the
I'm
ring.
asking your opinion, bro.
Is he ready?
I think he's the closest person to be able to challenge Canelo, because Canelo's not going to be able to bully him like Canelo bullies everybody else. Canelo bullied Caleb Plant. He's not. Benavidez is a bigger dude than him naturally,
Yes, he is.
and he can box, and he can put your lights out.
So it'll be
Fair
worth
enough.
watching.
Interesting combination.
So what you're saying is going to be worth watching.
If the fight ever happens. See, there's no win for Canelo to fight the guy.
Okay.
See,
Big
that's
Reg,
the
I
thing.
got a question for you. Did you happen to see that clip of Jared Hurd arguing with Jamalo Chase? I forget
You mean
what
Charlo?
Charlo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
I
happen to see
haven't
that?
seen the clip, but I've heard a little bit about it. I mean, Hurd don't want that smoke. He want the payday.
Right.
He don't want that Charlo smoke.
Swift don't want it, huh? Swift don't want it, you saying?
Yeah, the last time Hurd went up against a serious fighter, we was there live.
Yeah,
We
he
saw
got
him saw him get embarrassed in Northern Virginia.
Oh,
Hey.
I was there too. Y'all was there? Oh my
Yeah.
God. I saw that beat down.
Got
Live
embarrassed. Wearing the burgundy and gold and
Right.
all that. So yeah, he don't want no
Say less.
yeah. But speaking about boxing, this week you got 2 good fights coming on. Friday night, one of the most feared guys in boxing, who nobody wants to box, Demetrius Andrade, who actually holds the WBO middleweight title and has held it for a while, but he's not affiliated with any of the big promoters. So he's one of them guys that kind of just floats around and everybody can just duck. Now, he's been trying to fight Charlo, the bigger Charlo who fights at 165. It's Jamal, who's at 160, and Jamel's at 154. But Charlo won't mess with him because Andrade is a real dude. He ain't great at anything, but he's very good at everything. So he fights Friday night, fighting Jason Quigley on DAZN. And then Saturday night, we finally get to see Bud take on one of the top welterweights when he defends his WBA welterweight title against Sean Porter. So
This is sad.
Predictions.
yeah, that's what I'm looking for from y'all.
Predictions. I'm saying. What round is Porter going down? Because I don't see it going past 5.
I haven't seen
That's
Porter
just me.
fight too much, but yeah.
But it ain't going down.
You don't think so?
Oh, hell no.
It'll go about 8.
What?
Yeah, because Bud is gonna he needs some work. He needs a little work. He's just gonna punish
Reg
him.
make it sound like he ain't got no punching power that's gonna knock him out.
Nah, this going 12.
Big
What?
Reg, why do you
Porter
say
don't
that?
look like no punk though. I'll
This
say
going
that.
12.
Why do you say that?
First of all, Sean Crawford, please don't respect him. He's a former welterweight champion, 2-time welterweight champion. He's the most awkward guy in the welterweight division that can actually fight, and the fact that he's short, stocky, and brawls. He's one of those guys. He was an athlete that realized he was going to be too short to play basketball and not good enough to play football, so he turned to boxing. So he's an athlete that turned to boxing versus a boxer who just developed over the years. He's just a different cat. He's totally different than most of the people you're going to fight, and he's tough as nails.
So why is he a former champion?
He lost his belt.
He fought the other top kingpin
Who?
in the division. He fought the other welterweight champion who was in an accident, car accident.
Yeah.
Spencer. He fought Spence.
Who won't
12 rounds.
Who won't fight Crawford?
Right. He fought Spence. It went 12 rounds. It was Spence's toughest fight he's ever fought. And they went back and forth, and it was like a 7-5 fight. It was still a close fight. This guy ain't going down easy. Knockout, I don't see it. Unless he just pissed Bud off somehow. Now, Bud is one of those weak, unique guys. He got a mean streak.
Yes.
I mean, he got a real mean streak. So if you do something to piss him off, especially in the ring, he will try to hurt you. Seriously.
Other than that, you think it'll be methodical, kind of like Mayweather-esque, like just, connect and, have
he's
that decision.
What Bud normally does is he first 2 to 3 rounds, he sees what you're going to try to do to him, and then he will shut that down and then take over for the rest of the fight. They're also not close friends, but they're friendly. So, again, unless Porter starts talking stupid out of his mouth, he ain't going to try to carry him. Bud going to make it look good.
So it's going 12. I still think it's going no more than 5, man. I think Bud want to get in there, do what he got to do, and go at home.
We shall see.
After I hit enter on that pay-per-view charge, they better go 12 rounds. If I hit that button, going 12.
I hear that, man.
The other piece of this is Terrence Bud Crawford's last fight on his top-ranked contract. So effectively, he becomes a free agent at the end of this fight. If he really wants to get the man he's been chasing for 3 years, even though now he says he ain't thinking about him no more, I think Bud's going to have to stay a free agent and then work with somebody and try to get a deal so he can get the super mega fight, because he wanted to fight Pacquiao. Bud, I think, is looking for 1 or 2 more big paydays, and then I think Bud's going to retire, and he's just going to be a trainer and promoter.
Spence not going to fight him.
I don't think so.
By the time we see it, both of them going to be too old.
Nobody going to want to see it.
Well, tune in this Friday. I think it's going to be worth your investment and your time, because for my money, I know a lot of rankings got Canelo as the best pound for pound. Terrence Crawford is the baddest man in boxing. He can do it to you however you wait. He can box you. He can bully you if he want to. And if you piss him off, he can knock you cold out. And he's done it at 135, 140, and now 147. All right, let's move on to this college football. One thing I am happy about, over the next 2 weeks, the college football playoff pitch is going to get a lot clearer.
Well, yes and no.
Talk to me.
Because we got the little boys from the little internet hood floating around there.
Why are you going to do Cincinnati like that, man?
Man, they shouldn't even be in the conversation.
That ain't nice, man.
I think I can.
Well, I mean, the panel, I think, sort of agreed with you and put Alabama back at number 2.
But it's all for naught, because it's all for naught because if Alabama loses to Georgia, it doesn't make a difference if you're 2 right now or 3 right now. It doesn't make a difference. The only team it would take some losses in the next 2 weeks for that to be a secure thing.
Here's what here's what I think we know about the college football playoff. Whoever wins the SEC is definitely in.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Whoever wins the Big Ten is definitely in.
Yes.
Period. That leaves 2 other spots. One of them used to be designated for Clemson, not the ACC, but Clemson.
Not anymore.
They suck this year.
Shoot.
The
So
ACC is eliminated because nobody else
Nope.
is strong enough. And I think Clemson has a chance where they can't revive their year. Clemson plays the number 1. They play Wake Forest
in South Carolina. Yeah.
in Clemson. Wake Forest is going to win that division. Clemson's going to be second. But they can go ahead and knock Wake Forest to make sure that they know that they still the big boys in the ACC. So the ACC is out. So that leaves a slot. The Big 12.
They're done.
Oregon.
Somebody mentioned that Oklahoma, was going to possibly slip up last week.
Uh-oh.
And they got.
Reg bomb. Once again.
The Big 12. Now, if Oklahoma State stay with 1 loss, win their last 2 games, and then win the championship, I think the Big 12 gets in.
You don't think 2 teams from the Big 10 could get in?
No, because y'all are getting ready. The Big 10, they're getting ready to play each other.
Y'all.
So-
Who is y'all?
So the Big 10 is getting ready to go through elimination. You got Michigan Michigan State at Ohio State this week.
Right.
Whoever loses that is out.
Big Reg, I don't agree. I can't agree with you on the Big 12 rundown scenario, because I think that the committee wants Oregon to be there. Now, whether or not Oregon survives Utah and then a championship game, I think against Utah again, maybe.
Right.
That's a different story. But I think they kind of want to toss the Pac-12 like a solid, so to speak. And I don't think the committee really likes Oklahoma, because even when they were undefeated, the highest they were was what?
8.
8?
But because of the last remaining 3 games, they had the possibility to build it up. And then they're going to play the championship game, which is going to be against a top 10, 15 team. So they had Oklahoma State is set to make some big jumps, because you figure you're going to have Michigan State, Ohio State drop. Possibly 2 out of 3
Shut up.
over the next 2 weeks.
Right.
Buckeyes. Watch out there now.
So Ohio State has everything in there right in front of them. If Ohio State can get past Michigan State, then back that up and get past Michigan, Ohio State walks in. If Michigan wins their last 2 games, Michigan's going to get in.
Yeah.
What?
Same thing with Michigan State. So you're going to have 2 teams get eliminated. So that only leaves 1 for the Big 10, because I don't think you get a 2-loss Big 10 team in.
Flip that quarter. Who going to fall?
And like Ed said, with Utah, nobody's talking about them. Utah is a physical punch in the mouth type of football team. And I don't know if Oregon can handle that. So we will find out. If Oregon loses one of those 2 games to Utah, the Pac-12's done.
There's only one team I think left that can lose the championship game and still get in, and that's Georgia.
Oh, Georgia's in.
Other than that, no one else. I don't see anyone doing. I don't see Alabama losing unless
if Oregon gets eliminated, if Utah beats Oregon in one of those 2 games, and that eliminates the Pac-12, that's going to leave you with SEC, Big 10, Big 12. Alabama over Cincy and Notre Dame. Who you think they're going to pick?
Roll Tide.
Even with 2 losses, assuming that Georgia doesn't blow them out. Now, if Georgia blows Alabama out in the championship game, they're done. If Alabama loses one of these next 2 games, because Alabama only has to win one of these last 2 games to make it to the SEC championship. But if they lose one of these 2 games, 2 losses, I think would eliminate them.
Unless they win
unless they beat Georgia in the championship game. So it's some interesting stuff going on. But I mean, I know you're a little nervous last week, but your boys went to Happy Valley and pulled it out. Come on now. Because it took that last minute drive to win that game.
I knew we had
but they pulled it out. And the quarterback won the game, which was the biggest surprise to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how you feeling this week? Because
we play Maryland.
Oh yeah, so y'all got the bye this week. My bad.
Oh wow.
Oh
Wow.
Hey, it's true.
Yeah, that's an easy win.
It's a tune-up game. Tune-up game for the big one.
As long as they don't come in here overlooking Maryland, thinking that they just got to show up. So they're poised to get ready to play Ohio State. And Michigan State's going to take some lumps out of Ohio State this week. I don't think they can beat them, but they're going to take some flesh.
Should be worth watching.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a knockdown, drag-out type of game. It's not going to be an easy one for sure, by any stretch.
So what do y'all think of your boy Riley pulling the freshman quarterback in that Baylor, Oklahoma game and then putting him back in? That made no sense to me.
TikTok, like Jerry said.
It's a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been a lack of confidence he had in him.
I think he wanted to just settle him down a little bit, and then once he only needs a half a quarter to know that Caleb sucks. I mean, not Caleb, but I'm sorry, Caleb.
Yeah.
He needs a half a quarter to realize that. So he put the freshman back in, and he actually did pretty well when he came back in, but it was too late at that point.
At what point did he pull him in the game? Was it the first quarter?
Third quarter.
Yeah.
Third quarter, he pulled him. He was struggling.
Yeah.
He was struggling.
He was.
Baylor went down there and bully balled Oklahoma, and they were not used to that. See, people figure since Baylor changed coaches a couple of years ago that they was, back down. Nah, Baylor's still a physical football team. They lost some games that they shouldn't, but yeah, they get up for teams. So that was a good win. So do you think Caleb gets to start again this week and gets ready for Bedlam? Because they got Iowa State this week. Iowa State knocked off Oklahoma State, so they can get up for 1 or 2 games. They're not consistent, but that's going to be another tough game for Oklahoma.
Yeah, this is when it gets pretty heated.
Yeah. So it's that time of year where you start hearing about, we've heard all year. We know USC's got their opening. We know LSU's got their opening, and some things are going out. But now Virginia Tech just fired Fuentes. So do you think they would have said, damn, we should have did that a year ago and brought the favorite son home early instead of allowing him to get out of here and going to an SEC team? So, but what do y'all think about did y'all hear the rumors about Prime?
Oh, possibly. What school was that?
Prime want to leave Jackson State? Don't leave Jackson State.
Under consideration.
Rumors were that
LSU?
No, it was Baylor, I think.
Not Baylor.
Not Baylor, but Baylor.
Texas.
Not Texas. TCU. That's in Dallas, and he lives in Dallas.
TCU. So, and the rumors out of a Dallas newspaper supposedly said that he did a phone interview while he was in the hospital recovering from whatever, because they hadn't talked about what was going on. Now, he said that was some BS in his first interview in over a month, because Prime has been off the sidelines, and he was in the hospital for 3.5 weeks. And from the little bits and pieces you try to put together, sounds like it got real serious. So it sounds like he may have had a bad infection or something that almost had him out of here, the way he's talking.
Yeah,
I know. When I saw him last month, he was on that little scooter.
Yeah, and that was the last time he was on the sideline before he went into the hospital. So he returned this week. Jackson State is balling. They've already clinched their division. So they're heading to the conference championship. So they're going to be doing some good things. But there's also rumor, out there that, there's some pretty heavy hitters at FSU that want them to look at Prime. But supposedly the powers to be at the school are hesitant about bringing him in because of all that comes with Prime. So,
man, shout out to Jay Minnie. I know you beaming down there, girl. Shout out.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be one and done. I think he's just gonna stay at Jackson State.
All that comes with Prime is the ability to recruit good players.
Yeah. How about that? How about that?
I mean, is that what you're talking about, Big Man?
And the dollar bills is going to follow.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
FSU go kick rocks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The other rumor that's getting two other rumors is getting shut down. Your boy Jimbo basically said there's no way he leaving Texas A&M to go to LSU.
They ain't got enough money.
Because Texas A&M got long money.
Yeah, they ain't got enough money.
Long money. They one of the highest revenue sports programs in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's only grown since they've expanded that stadium and actually got a good football team. So
that'll do it.
Mm-hmm. And supposedly Mel Tucker is in finalized negotiations with Michigan State because and somebody said there was a little old school down in Louisiana that was kind of eyeing bringing him back to SEC country. And Michigan State was like, no. So Mel Tucker is on track to becoming one of the top 7 to 10 coaches in the country, paid coaches in the country.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well deserved.
Absolutely.
So you'll hear a lot of this stuff going on. So is there anything else out there in the college football land y'all looking forward to over the next week or so?
You touched on Jackson State, so I'm good.
Some good upsets. That's what I want to see. Some good upsets and some good football.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you're going to count Clemson as an upset, even though Wake Forest is ranked high. But I think Clemson going to knock Wake Forest off this weekend.
Yeah, that's not an upset.
That ain't even worth watching.
If you happen to be somebody that partakes a little bit in the gambling thing, check out the spread with SMU at Cincinnati. Cincinnati been living.
Love SMU, and I tell you what, SMU
on the Express.
That quarterback they got is a transfer out of Oklahoma. He left because of Rattler, the guy that got benched,
right?
Because he was next in line after Jalen, and he was like, "Okay, I'm out of here." Anyway, don't be surprised. SMU can beat Cincinnati.
And Cincinnati been riding that fine edge.
Just
barely winning. Right.
And as we said earlier, I like Utah against Oregon.
That'll be a good one.
The first game's at Utah.
Give me the Ducks.
That's going to be
the Ducks.
Tough game.
Give me the Ducks. Give me the Ducks.
Those are big wedges too. Check out the spread. If the spread is more than 3, take the points. Take the points. Just saying.
Let me go down DC. Put me a little couple of wages in.
I think I might hit the MGM myself.
Just saying. And then you got Michigan State, Ohio State, noon. So you can start your football Saturday off at 12 o'clock, seeing a big time game. Follow that up at 3:30. Watch Alabama host Arkansas. Alabama beats Arkansas. That wraps up the SEC West and gets them into the college football, the SEC championship game against Georgia. So other than that, there's no big games. Iowa State, Oklahoma.
Buckeyes.
If Oklahoma is still shook from what happened to them at Baylor, they could be in a tough game late in the second half.
Buckeyes.
Go blue.
Go blue. I hear you. Come on, man. You don't need to say that against Maryland. Come on, man.
Right.
Be nice. Be nice. It's Maryland, man.
I just had to respond to Buckeyes.
All right, let's move on to the big boys, the NFL. I know we got some Washington fans on here. Man, seeing Chase Young go down on a non-contact injury. As soon as it happened, I said, I know that's ACL.
That wasn't nice.
And then you got Montrezl Sweat who went out the last game before the bye with a broken jaw. So now they out both of their ends.
Man. If it's any silver lining, he finally got Tom Brady like he wanted.
Yeah. You go up to the Steel City, TJ Watt, hip and knee strain. So, I mean, I think they need to rest him. They say he's week to week. That's one person you don't want to mess around and have him aggravate something real bad where he's got to miss significant time going in the next season.
Right.
You got your boy Aaron Jones. He's got a MCL sprain. They're hoping he's only going to miss 1 or 2 games. But they got that big youngin that can pound it for a couple of weeks until he gets back.
Mm-hmm.
And a sneaky injury that may be significant, not because of the player that got injured, but what that's going to force. Colt McCoy, the story of his life, he finally gets to play, and he plays 1 or 2 games, he gets hurt.
Right. Well, his assignment was only temporary anyway.
Right. But what that does, he hurt his pet. So that rushes them to have to get Kyler back in the game. I think they were hoping they could slow move Kyler, because the last thing Arizona wants him to do is play and tweak the ankle again and have to play the rest of the season hurt like he did last year. Because last year when he was trying to play hurt, they end up losing all but one of those games. So,
hey, they can call Pittsburgh. Mason Rudolph is available for a priority free agent.
Nah, he like his black and gold on him. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
he like his black and gold.
And Mace we trust. Y'all trust.
So the only thing I can say about the NFL, and then I'm opening up to you guys, we can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about, is this is the strangest season I've ever seen in the NFL. Each week, you got teams that are losing games to teams that they should, and it's not just one team each week. You got multiple teams losing games that they have no business losing each and every week. So all I can tell you, in the NFC, there's probably 5 teams that could win the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl. The AFC, nobody wants to take control of the AFC. So
here's what's going to happen in the AFC, just like I predicted to be before the season kicked off, and it's actually happened throughout the NFL. With the when they went to the 17-game season, I said there will not be one star that plays 17 games. So what I'm saying is these cats say they're getting hurt. They're not rushing these people them back no more. They'll say, okay, you know what? We have 17 games. The playoffs has already been expanded. So what we'll do is we'll just you take an extra game off or so.
Load management.
It has to be, because football is really basketball. I don't know about that load management life, but football, NFL, yeah, there's such thing as load management, because it's just the sport's too brutal to play 17 games. That's just regular season. It's too brutal. So whoever is the healthiest come January, that's who's going to be in the Super Bowl for the AFC, NFC too.
I'd like to agree with that as well. I think we said that last year as well. When they added that 17th game, we knew they was going to start doing some type of load management. You got to keep your stars, bodies flying, moving at a high pace. These dudes are getting hurt. They need fresh bodies towards the end of this year, and especially with teams losing that are not supposed to lose. The healthier teams are definitely going to pull out and prevail towards the end. So I completely agree with Ed.
Yeah. Well, I just want to take some time out to show love to Cam. You know.
Oh, Cam.
Cam.
But the question is, how long is he going to be on the field?
Well, he's supposed to be starting against Washington next week.
Cam fresh and healthy.
Yeah, he ran through that dude on the goal line like he was made of toilet tissue. Number 9, I don't know who it was, but he just brushed him off his left arm. The man is still solid. He's excited to be there. He's geared up. The crowd is happy for him. And most importantly, even on my fantasy football team, the guys who are excited they're running their routes a little harder. I'm going to have to double back and pick up some guys I rock. Cam is
You
home.
notice a different type of energy when he's on the field. Like he definitely galvanizes the troops.
So
He's
with that
already
being
leading
said,
huddles.
so with that being said, and we halfway through the season, who do y'all predict to be in the Super Bowl?
It's too early. I can't.
It ain't too early. Talk to me.
It is early.
Give me some predictions.
I know of one team, but I don't want to say it because
Why not?
Because I
Don't
like
say
it.
Dallas.
Yeah, that's exactly who he's going to say.
Don't say Dallas.
You got 5 teams legitimate in the NFC that can make it to the Super Bowl. Dallas, got to give me respects.
Yeah.
Especially if
they played Atlanta. Get out of here. No, I'm joking.
Dallas offense is starting to click, and they can run the ball and they can beat you throwing.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense, while it doesn't play well all the games, Micah Parsons is a monster.
And Trayvon Diggs, who might
Trayvon Diggs, I'm not going to bash him. Trayvon Diggs is opportunistic.
Yes. Yes.
That interception he caught Sunday, he was in an area he shouldn't have been in.
Yes.
Based on the coverage.
Yes.
But he's opportunistic. He got a nose for the ball, but he can get beat, and he can get beat badly.
We seen that in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
But those young cats that they are playing on defense now are starting to understand the new defensive system, and they're just being aggressive, and they're allowed to play more freely. So they're going to have opportunities. Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as Aaron Rodgers is healthy, they're going to be a problem because Green Bay's defense quietly has started to ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been their problem last couple of years.
Okay, so that's 2.
You said Dallas.
Tampa Bay is playing around. They still doing with the championship, hangover, and people think they can just show up. I still think with Tom Brady, they're going to click in.
Yeah, and their 2 best offensive players are not playing right now, Gronk and AB. AB is the best. Even though they have Evans and Godwin, AB is the best receiver.
Bread and butter. Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, so that's 3. Who the other 2?
Arizona.
Okay, that's 4. Who's the last one?
Did you say the Rams?
If the Rams can figure out how to be a little more physical and integrate their last 2 additions, the Rams are going to be a problem in the playoffs, and they're going to make the playoffs.
Okay, so that's the AFC. What about, NFC? What about the AFC?
It's wide open.
It's wide.
Tennessee right now.
Tennessee.
Here's who I think is going to win the AFC.
The Patriots.
Kansas City.
Ooh,
that's 3. Who the other 2? It's got to be 2 more.
Bills
Buffalo
can win it.
Okay, Buffalo. And who's the last one?
Can we still think Tennessee without Derrick Henry?
Hell yeah.
Think so?
I mean, they've been winning games without him.
Right. They picked up AP and kept on moving.
Here's a sneaky pick that people thought would be doing well early, and that is starting to find their groove. No, you already mentioned the Patriots.
Who?
The Colts.
No, hell no, Steelers. I ain't talking about no Steelers.
Indianapolis Colts defense is finally starting to play like they played last 2 seasons.
Okay.
And while Wentz isn't great, they got that bad man in the backfield.
It's the best right now.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as he's healthy, that takes a lot of pressure off of Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense is playing well. They're going to be a problem. They're starting to pick up steam. So
the Colts is the 5th one. Okay.
I like your take, Big Reg, about KC running the table. And because, like, from what I saw against even though it was the Raiders, but still, like, Mahomes got his groove back, it seemed,
Well, we'll see because they play Dallas this week.
Yeah,
right. That's going to be the test. Yeah,
that's going to be a good barometer for both teams and where they are. Because Kansas City finally played the game that all the defenses have been forcing them to play. We're going to see if Mahomes can be Tom Brady-like and just be methodical.
Thanks,
really, Jerome. Really, Jerome. Really.
Hey, at this point, he got a legitimate take. He got a legitimate take with that one.
He's right.
Not saying either one of them are any good.
Right.
But, I mean, you look at the AFC North. Nobody wants to win that division.
Mm-hmm.
I told you he was going to win the division at the beginning of the year.
We know who you said.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
No, he said the Steelers. Steelers are winning that division.
They actually, I mean, they technically didn't lose on Sunday. They tied.
They're only a half a game behind the leading
I
Ravens,
understand.
and they haven't played the Ravens yet.
Detroit,
I
come on,
understand.
man. Detroit,
Hey,
Detroit.
hey.
Rumor is your boy
Well,
gonna
hold
miss
up,
2
wait a
more
minute.
weeks.
Miami got the Ravens just got by Miami.
Yeah,
Rumor is your boy gonna miss 2 more weeks.
So
Did you hear that?
we didn't even
That means
list
you gotta
them.
have your boy Mason Rudolph starting for probably most likely this week and maybe the week after.
We didn't even put the Ravens in top 5. Really?
I think the Ravens' injuries are gonna catch up to them.
Ouch.
Lamar has to do so much for them to win a
He's
game.
gonna burn out.
Sorry, Brian.
He's gonna burn out.
I think he has the capability of doing it, but their defense hasn't been playing the way they need to play to support them. So
to lose to Miami, yeah, that's.
But the Ravens got a shot. There's no anybody can get it in the
They
AFC right now.
Yeah.
So speaking about some games, what the Ravens did to the Dolphins, like other teams this year, they overlooked them.
Mm-hmm.
When you got to have Tua come in and save the day for the Dolphins and you still win, I mean that's a bad loss. The Bucks losing to Washington.
Overlooking Washington. Mm-hmm.
They got the Bucks numbers. They almost got them in the playoffs and then got them this week. Taylor Heineke, he may not be able to play against a whole lot of other teams, but he like playing against the Bucks for some reason.
I mean, if you think about it, the Washington team almost beat the Bucks in the playoffs last year, so they ain't like they can't compete against them.
I hear you.
Got the number.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. Your boy Baker, man. He
Oh,
losing money every week.
Oh, man.
That's why they keep playing him. They don't want to pay that bum.
And to J3's point, the Patriots, we gotta give them some love too, man.
I think the Patriots talk about sneaky teams. The Patriots are right where they want to be.
Yeah,
they're excellent. They have top notch coaching. The talent. Mac is just getting better and better and better
each week.
But the defense shutting teams down.
Belichick, he's going to have a defense.
Hey.
I mean,
They're only a half a game behind the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna win that division.
They might win that division.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bill gonna say
another sneaky one. If people aren't paying attention, Jalen Hurst is doing work in Philly.
Really? Yeah.
It's different. And it's not going to beat a whole bunch of teams, but he's proven that with the right coach who's willing to put a system around what he does well, he's a legitimate NFL starting quarterback.
Well, we already knew that, though. That's not a surprise. That's not a surprise. That's not a surprise.
I wasn't sure about that.
What? Wow.
I mean, he did get run out of Alabama.
Wow.
Now, I will say this about Jalen. I don't think he is like the quarterback for me, but because I see the landscape of the quarterbacks and the backup quarterbacks in the NFL, he definitely should be in the league, and he definitely should at least have an opportunity to start on probably 25% of the teams in the league.
So that's good stuff. And as Sid said, Patrick Mahomes, he got his groove back a little bit. He started off slow, but in that second half, they started opening it up. And I mean, 5 touchdowns, 400 yards.
Man, wasn't even fair after a while.
Now, some games to look forward to this weekend. I think the Patriots continue their good play. They got the Falcons Thursday night, so that gets you your early weekend start.
God.
Sunday,
right,
1:00. You got a bunch of good games. Washington at Carolina. There goes back.
That should be interesting.
And Cam is in the building.
Oh, Cam.
We're going to go back.
Riverboat Ron got up his sleeve. And you know he got some plays because he's been studying Cam for so long. I know he got some plays for him.
Colts at the Bills.
Ooh.
This is a chance for the Colts to say, hey, we are for real.
Does Jonathan Taylor get over 100 yards? Does Jonathan Taylor get over 100 yards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all think
Jonathan
so?
Taylor, that dude.
I know
I think Jonathan Taylor going to end up leading the league in rushing since King Henry's hurt.
Yeah. I see that happening too.
But what about Josh Allen? Is he going to be able to air the ball out against their defense?
We will see. He struggles in some games. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know.
Sound like he on your fantasy team.
We will see. We hoping that he has another good game. And they finally unlocked my man, the wide receiver, finally got eight catches for $160 and a touch. So it took a minute. Yeah, it took a minute, but they started to unlock it. Ravens and Bears.
Oh, that's
the Bears.
They're gonna destroy the Bears.
Packers at the Vikings. Divisional matchups. Anything can happen.
Come on, man. That ain't Packers. Come on. Kirk ain't doing shit.
Bengals at Raiders at 4:00. That's gonna be an interesting game.
Raiders.
I don't know. Carl might pull it out. Yeah,
man. The Raiders they trash. They don't know what's going on.
And then the big 4:00 game. Cowboys and Chiefs. Woo.
Chiefs.
Woo. Followed by a sneaky game. Cardinals at Seahawks, also 4:25.
The
nightcap, the Steelers at Chargers.
After seeing what Seattle did last, it's like,
Russell should have sat out last week. I mean, this week he should have just went on and just chilled out and got himself together because he wasn't ready.
Yeah, I think this is Russell's last year in Seattle.
And he killed my damn fantasy.
If they keep looking the way they're looking, it might be Pete Carroll's last year too, because he looks like the game has passed him by.
Yeah,
just saying. Just saying. The defensive specialist whose defense has been getting worse each year for the last 3 years.
Come on, North. I mean,
Pete Carroll. All right, before we get out of here, we got to talk some of this NBA. And everybody thought the Wizards was punting, They said, everybody said that, Westbrook was getting along with Bill and they should keep that together. And then they sent Westbrook out to LA for it looked like just a bag of role players. Them role players are balling. Balling. Led by Montrezl Harrell, not by points. He's become one of the emotional leaders of the team. Just getting there. Kyle Kuzma. Oh my.
Swish.
Where did that come from?
He playing his natural position and he feel comfortable in it. How about that?
Even KCP hitting shots again.
CP3.
And this is with Bill not playing well.
Yeah.
Bill ain't got his groove yet.
Which is a good thing because again, they playing team ball. That's what you want.
Dinwiddie's been that catalyst too.
Yes. Did you say Bill can't play? Is that what
I said he's not playing.
Okay,
he's out.
Yeah. So the Wizards are leading the East at 10-3 and playing excellent basketball. But right behind them, you got a team that got just thrown together also, the Chicago Bulls. Half game behind them. And quietly, I don't know if it's been quietly, the Brooklyn Nets are starting to figure things out. James Harden is starting to put a couple of games together. So what do y'all think about the East 13 to 14 games in?
I like what I'm seeing. Even Cleveland's showing some fight, even though they just lost Mobley, unfortunately.
It's about damn time, man. I'm tired of seeing the damn West dominate. I'm glad the East is finally getting some love.
Yeah, East is starting to get some parity. And I like it.
Jake Wills, jump in, man. I know you itching, man. Go for it.
I'm excited about the young energy in the Eastern Conference. Washington getting so many new players is nice. A lot of those guys are seasoned vets. But as far as the Atlanta Hawks are concerned and the Charlotte Hornets are concerned, it's amazing. These guys are getting up and down the floor. These are young teams that are trying their best to put pressure on the middle, the teams that are in the middle of the pack, forcing them to get better and putting pressure at the top. Right now, the Brooklyn Nets, in my eyes, James Harden is probably going to take another 10 to 12 games for him to finally get his rhythm. Six.
Yeah. Don't forget them goons from Dade County. They you know.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm going to see them on Saturday play the Wizards. I'm going to be in the building. I want to see how that looks up close. Lowry looked like he's a great addition as well. He's smart. He slowed down a bit to me. Looked like he put on another 5 to 7 pounds. I believe
maybe 10.
But that's
maybe
impossible.
Maybe 10.
But Hero and Jimmy Butler, they gonna get that up off of him. And speaking of Hero, he's trying to step up. The man is a natural shooter. He clearly has the confidence, and he's showing you game by game that he want to take that next step. Should he be mentioned with the greats like he wants? Not yet, Tyler.
He's getting there.
But
you got a little bit more to go.
Yeah, you stay around cats like Jimmy that are hungry. They'll show you how to get there the old-fashioned way, scrapping and putting in the work. So,
and that's a credit to Pat Riley, who's just like it's a, you know, he doesn't get enough credit for like his, you know, from his influence with defense and just being scrappy and
yeah. Let's give Spoelstra some credlet though.
Yeah,
Spoelstra been there.
It's about time, yeah.
Damn near 2 decades now. Been head coach for 12 years. So let him get some of the credit. The Godfather is the Godfather, but Spoelstra's the one putting it together on a day-to-day.
So Jay Wills
picked him though.
It could be the puppet.
Jay Wills or Sense. I need you guys. I need you basketball gurus to jump in there. I got to ask this question. So it's early in the season, but we're kind of starting to see some trends. It's early again.
Very.
We're all Washington locals. Is the Wizards? Is their early success sustainable, or is this just the beginning of the season?
Believe it or not, I think it is actually, because you finally got some pieces that can, contribute, and you have that nucleus that you've been wanting for the longest time. Plus, with good coaching from West Jr., who's been getting a lot of credit as well. A lot of people said a lot of people were happy once he got the job because he's a very good offensive mind and defensive mind. So. I think it is sustainable. I mean, come on, you put people in their natural positions, like J3 said, Trez, just wreaking havoc on the boards and bullying anybody that comes in his way. You got Dinwiddie, like you said, Bill hasn't even played yet. I think this is the start of something big in Washington.
And then boys are playing defense.
Yeah,
that's what's making the difference, man. They holding teams down.
And they was Montrezl Harrell was what, almost 20-8 in LA. For the Clippers before he got to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Spencer Dinwiddie was playing amazing in Brooklyn before he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Kuzma always looked like he had talent, but once LeBron got there, his playing time ceased.
Yeah, he got shadowed.
I always thought he was a rhythm guy, and I think now he has the ability to kind of stay more in rhythm because he gets to stay on the floor longer. I don't think he kind of blended in the best with LeBron. So quite often that put his playing time at risk, especially when you could bring a guy who clearly is not fazed by the limelight, like an Alex Caruso, into the game. So I think Washington, and then also you got Harrell and KCP and Kuzma were also just swapped out for one guy. Yeah. So you got them feeling a certain type of way that, we were all kind of trading exactly. And then Spencer Dinwiddie and Montrezl Harrell are trying to get back to the type of numbers that they're actually used to producing on a regular basis. You take a cat like a Bill who's kind of laid back and willing to allow you guys to flow, and I think you create a pretty decent nucleus.
And so let's not forget let's not forget the young cats. Hachimura is still in there.
Hachimura
hasn't played yet.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You got Bryant, who's been injured all year. Mm-hmm. The big man is coming back. Mm-hmm. Don't forget about the younger the young brother.
Don't forget about Nato either.
Gifford.
No. The actual brother. His oldest brother plays for Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, Drew. Aaron Holiday.
Yeah. Who knows his role, willing to play defense. His offense is growing. They got a good young nucleus. I think they can sustain as long as they don't have any major injuries.
And
So-
their nucleus is formed of guys that's been in the league for a while, a little bit different than your Charlotte and your Atlanta. So if these guys meet each other in the playoffs, though Atlanta did get some major experience last year, I may step back on saying I don't think they can just run through Atlanta. I think Atlanta is definitely the more seasoned team to a degree as far as the playoffs concerned, since they played last year. But I think once this Wizards team, since it's compiled of vets, I think they can put it together and put some pressure on these guys. I think they can get Charlotte. Charlotte is very young.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Chicago, in my mind, now that's they're almost similar to the Wizards, where you got DeMar DeRozan. This guy's been all over the place. He was actually looking to land with the Lakers because he wants a championship. He wants that ring. You know, Kawhi took his championship. But he wants that ring bad. So Chicago looks strong to me. Zach LaVine, to me, is a star.
And Chicago's long and athletic.
And he could jump out the gym, too. He has endless energy, great floor general. I know he's probably listed as about 6'5", 6'6". He played like he's 6'8" to me. Long arms, like you said. It's amazing to see, man. But what do you guys think?
I mean, the resurrection of Lonzo Ball too. Let's give some
Did he die?
to that.
Nah,
he didn't.
He just didn't get the shine he wanted.
Counting them out. Oh,
when you get shipped to New Orleans, that's all. That's close in the NBA world.
You close to being a bust.
I think Lonzo got judged so quick because he got, he's on the team with LeBron. LeBron wanted to win now. So I think they should have waited. LeBron, I bet you if he misses anybody, I guarantee you he misses Lonzo. Oh, yeah.
I got a question for y'all, though. What's up with Phoenix?
Phoenix has been on a roll, man.
They turned it around, yeah.
In the West, before we get to Phoenix, because Phoenix is second in the West, but we got to talk about who's first.
Warriors. Damn Warriors. Steph Curry with the shot.
Steph is balling like an MVP right now. And it's not just the scoring. He's second in the NBA in scoring behind KD. Steph's averaging almost 10 assists a game and averaging 6.5 rebounds a game. Steph is doing it all. And he's got all of his young players. I tried to tell people last year, all these young boys playing a lot this year, they taking their lumps. But all that's going to do is when the Warriors make their moves the following year, they're going to be a problem. Well, guess what?
The Warriors fan, BJ, really?
The Warriors realize they ain't have to make any moves. These young boys can play. All we got to do is get Clay healthy and get our young big man healthy. And they bought Iguodala to be the bench guy who can help the locker room and help Steph and Draymond getting these young guys' ears to keep them on track. The Warriors are playing like the original Warriors that won their first title and went to the championship and lost to LeBron.
And doing it the same way. They doing it like by just like kind of like farm system in a way, like organically, like developing the players on the squad. Not
support system.
Yeah. And strengthen numbers. They're
power in numbers, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I like the Golden State Warriors.
Uh-oh.
But I wonder if Steph can maintain this pace. And one of the main reasons they're doing so well is because Steph is just playing phenomenal. So is he going to play phenomenal? I mean, mind-blowing, ridiculous. Nobody else in the world. He's proven why he is who he is right now. Can he maintain that pace without Clay? Because I don't know exactly when Clay's going to get back. And as a GM, as a coach, I will be worried about wearing my big dog down. Because the minute you take him out, he has sort of like an old school LeBron presence where y'all are very good because you got that guy. I'm not saying the rest of the guys aren't good. But y'all are doing really, really, really good now because you got that superstar. He's on another level.
But you know what, Tony? I always thought that even when Clay was there and Draymond was getting all that pub, I always thought that if you take Steph off that team, I don't care about Clay going crazy in a quarter and hitting 50 point, whatever it was. I always thought that the straw that stirred that drink was Steph.
Mhm.
I never thought that. Now I thought they were excellent complementary pieces, but I never saw Clay and Steph as contemporaries. I mean, as peers. I always thought there was Steph and LeBron in that group, and then underneath them was the Clays. And I just never.
But if y'all remember,
Clay's just a quiet player, man. He puts it in.
The NBA players used to try to put Steph on a different level than the superstars. Remember a few years back, they used to try to punk Steph, try to get physical with him.
Mhm.
They tried. It didn't work, but they tried. They always thought this little guy can't be that good. Now all of them realize, dang,
he's good.
Good.
He
I mean,
he all-time. He an all-timer.
Dribble.
I hate when middle school, high school kids watch Steph. That's not the guy you should try to pattern your game after. That shot selection was horrible. That pass was horrible. The way Steph plays the basketball game, nobody else plays it that way. So I agree with you, Ed. He's definitely in another category. As far as Klay Thompson, I agree. I'm agree. I don't want to say anything negative, but yeah, I agree.
Klay Thompson is going to be that big if, though. I mean, if he.
But see, they don't need Klay to be Klay with this team.
But
they need Klay to just be another role player for now and allow him to get healthy for the playoffs where he can be. He's never going to be Klay of the old, but I don't think they ever need him to be Klay of the old anymore. So, yeah, so I think they're going to be good. Phoenix, your boy CP3, been digging in some behinds, and unfortunately, the best thing that happened to Phoenix was the scandal coming out. So they had to circle the wagons. Monty Williams had to bring all them boys in tight, and they had to, circle in because the NBA seems like they after that owner that they're gonna try to get him out of there.
Yeah.
So it's them against the world, kind of, and CP3 been through that with the Clippers, so he knows how to handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but again, it's what 15 games in now. I mean, we'll see. But they are playing hot, so I will give them, props on that.
That 35-40 game mark, I like to see where the Warriors are then.
Right. Let's see when we 30-40 games in.
Yeah. I think they're able to take advantage of some teams that are not having necessarily the best
schedule hasn't been the strongest. I mean, this
okay.
That's just the man, though. I'm looking.
Here you go. We're not going to talk about schedules and not being strong. I'm trying to be nice. We running low on time, so I'm gonna leave your Lakers alone tonight. We're gonna get on them next week.
Let's talk about it.
We running late, so we got to get out of here. A good game is on right now. Golden State is visiting Brooklyn right now. I think the Nets are up 4 at the end of the first quarter, so you got some good ball game on tonight. But yeah, we're gonna continue with this NBA talk next week and see how them Lakers do. Supposedly LeBron's supposed to be back this weekend, so we'll see.
Man, LeBron.
All right, fellas, it's time for our final post so we can get up out of here. J3, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to one of my bowlers, Mr. Mackey, shooting a 279 last night. Good shooting, sir.
Good job. Ed, you up?
Good to see everybody. Everybody stay safe. Watch plenty of college football this weekend, like I am. I've already got it on the list. See you next week.
Jay Wills back in the building. What you got for us?
I just want to respond to BJ Murphy's last comment. Sir, I'm not hating. I simply desire just a little bit more time to make a final midway of the season evaluation. At 30 games, if they're still cooking chicken, I'm going to place an order.
What you got for me, Sense?
I just want to echo all the sentiments of my colleagues, and also just kind of give some words of encouragement to Laker fans such as myself. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You're going to get this thing right. All these haters that want to, talk about, the Lakers ain't going to win no chip. LeBron ain't winning another chip this year. Come holler at us in April, May. See what it is. Oh, and go blue.
I hear you. And I would just like to it's been remiss. I should have talked about this early in the month, but November is Men's Cancer Awareness Month. It goes by Movember by some people. So y'all have to excuse this little raggedy, shabby look I have last couple of weeks. Well, I got 2 more shows to get through. No cut, no real shave November, trying to support men's cancer awareness. So for all you fellas out there, please take care of yourself. Get your screenings. We don't like to go to the doctors often, but it's better to get it done early and find it and be preventative than have to deal with it late and have to deal with all the ramifications. Unfortunately, I've had multiple members of my family who've dealt with cancer, including losing my mom to cancer. So it's a big thing to me. So take care of yourself and look out for yourself. All right, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in again. We appreciate your time. We know you could be spending it somewhere else. We're here each and every Tuesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Me and the fellas talking sports. We love to do it. We appreciate you tuning in. If you can't catch us live, you can check out our Facebook channel, our YouTube channel, at Positions on Sports Talk Show. We upload the shows there. If you're a podcast fan, go to your favorite podcast network. Hit us up. All you got to do is put in the name of the show. We're there. You can hit us at Twitter at Positions on SPO1. Leave us information on our Facebook page. If you're interested, we've got our own Facebook group. If you really want to talk sports, we hit it all week. Just let us know. And as always, we appreciate our regulars. BJ, Mom, we appreciate you as always. Love your support.
Maybe not.
Mama Marshall, we appreciate you. We look forward to y'all and definitely appreciate you. We'll be back next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.
See you guys.
I'm a little rusty, fellas.